back to the Artie Lange Show. Sitting here with Yannis Pappas, funny comic. Something else you do is this thing on MSG I heard about. DeStefano's doing as well, called The Bracket.
Yeah.
Explain this show. What is it?
Yeah, me and DeStefano co-host it. It's basically a New York sports fan show.
Right.
Where they do like fantasy sports fan questions, like who's the greatest New York point guard of all time, or who has the greatest hair in New York sports history, and then they vote on. Then they set it to vote.
Well,
and
that's
that's
an interesting. Well, to me, Oscar Gamble has the best New York sports history here. You know who Oscar Gamble is?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that guy had the best fro of all time. But
there's some good with Kenny Skywalker.
That was a good one.
Oh,
yeah.
The kid didn't play flat
Kid
top.
didn't play. He did.
Yeah.
That's tough to maintain.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally with the hair, he was 5 inches taller in the league. Hey, that's a good. Okay, the first one you threw out there. Let's think about that. Best point guard in the history of New York basketball. God, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm probably forgetting somebody. I'm thinking Nets. I'm thinking Knicks. Mark Jackson.
Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd. That's tough to beat.
Earl the Pearl.
Earl the Pearl's got
Yeah,
it.
I think Earl the Pearl's
Was
got
he a
it.
point guard or a shooting guard?
Earl the Pearl wasn't he a one?
I think he was a two.
Was he a two?
We could look that up. Danny, you remember? But if he's a one, he gets it. Yeah, see, that's the guy I'm. See, that's what I would do on the show. I blatantly overlook somebody.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking, I'm throwing out Mark Jackson, Jason Kidd. Kid, amazing. That's a good one too. But I mean, Earl the Pearl.
It would have to be if Earl the Pearl's a two, it would be Kidd. I think, right? Don't you think?
I guess. Yeah. That's. I mean, that's. Again, maybe I'm overlooking somebody. What's his face? If he didn't have an insane drug problem, would have been great. What was that guy's name? Damn it. He played for both the Nets and the Knicks. Point guard. I'm forgetting the guy's name. You remember what I'm talking about, James?
Marbury?
Not Marbury. No, Marbury, he didn't have drug issues. I think he just had a-hole issues.
Yeah.
Again, Marbury supposedly one-on-one in the playground, the best ever. Just couldn't play with a team. He had the potential to be the best. But if Monroe's a one, that's it. What about center?
So you got to go P-God. Patrick Ewing.
That's true. That's right. What am I talking about? See,
You got to give it to
I'm thinking
to P-God.
Right, what I do. I'm classic in sports questions like that for overlooking people because I'm thinking Cartwright. I'm thinking, what's his face limping out on the court in '73?
Oh yeah, well I mean,
He's interesting. He's got.
You got to throw him up
and
there.
He's got Teresa Ewing. The only problem with Ewing, no rings.
No rings.
Yeah, but not Patrick.
Yeah, Willis Reed. That game is famous, but most people don't know. He only scored like 6 points.
Yeah,
and then left the game.
It was more of a inspirational.
Yeah.
But no, Patrick. You got to give it to Patrick. 15 solid years. Again, as a sports fan in New York, seeing Dave DeBusschere, the GM for the Knicks, literally start to almost cry and crap his pants when they found out they were going to get Ewing in the lottery. Like, yes, yes, yes. And you're thinking 5, 6, 7, 8 rings.
Yeah.
Of course, he runs into Michael effing Jordan.
A lot of guys had that problem.
And a king. Man.
Allah Abdel Nabi told me that Ewing's shoe size is a 9.
What does that mean?
He's 7 feet tall and he wears a size 9.
No.
That's impossible.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what Allah said.
I bet that seems
He said he's
physically
guarded
That's
him.
impossible.
He's guarded him and looked down at his tiny little feet and asked him, "How do you even stand? How do you even have balance to stand up?
Really?
With those tiny little stubs?"
That seems physically impossible.
I wonder if it's true. I mean, Allah said.
You know what?
I believe him.
Unfortunately, that might mean small penis.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe that's why he had a lack of confidence.
That's why. Yeah, that's why he just went for the jumper instead of going aggressively for the hoop
The
in New
famous
York.
play where he laid it up instead of booked it. Maybe if he had a couple more
Hakeem
inches.
against Hakeem.
Tiny
Again,
feet.
Jordan was so dominant. The 2 years he played baseball, in my head, I think of them as strike seasons. I really do.
Right.
And when the writing was on the wall. When Jordan left, Hakeem and Ewing are like, okay, one of them's going to get a ring, maybe two, maybe. And, of course, both went to Hakeem because of that play. Disgusting.
Just missed.
Disgusting.
And what was the Charles Smith, the pump fake?
Oh.
Yeah. It was so brutal.
There were so many
For Knicks
disappointing.
fans.
What about that? How about that? The most disappointing moment in the history of New York sports.
I think it's got to be that, for me, in my generation, it was that finger roll, that missed Patrick Ewing finger
That's
roll.
up there because it was right. I mean, that was game.
That was
a game winner. That was a game winner.
Yeah, and the Charles Smith pump
To
fake.
me, as a Yankee fan, it's It's Mariano Rivera making that
Blowing 2001.
Yeah, making that bad throw to second.
Oh god,
That bad throw to second set it up for Luis Gonzalez to get that hit. That's because
that was one of the greatest series.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know. One of the it's one of the best series ever. You watch that series. I was at game 4 and 5 when Brocious won it, Tino won it, Jeter won it, and like it was after. He's officially Mr. November after midnight. And, just 9/11 had just happened. But it's a series I can't talk about because of the ending.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's a great choice. That's fun. I can do that forever.
There was Soriano hit a home run, right? And you thought it was over.
Yeah, done. Done deal.